Good morning, friend. Welcome back to the Morning Minute Meditation. In the book of Exodus, chapter number 15, Moses has led the children of Israel over the Red Sea. They have watched the miracle of God for the past several weeks working in Egypt with the 10 plagues, and now they've gotten to the Red Sea, crossed over on dry ground, and watched God sink the enemy in the seabed of the Red Sea. On the other side, they have sung the praises of God and magnified His name. They now come to a place where they're without water. When they get to this place in Exodus 15, they forget everything that has happened heretofore, and they begin to complain. The Bible says in verse number 24 of 15, "And the people murmured against Moses, saying, 'What shall we drink?'" This is the first time murmuring is mentioned in the Bible. It will be used over and over again in the relationship between Moses and the children of Israel. As a matter of fact, that word murmur in every one of its written forms will be found 31 times in the Bible, most of them dealing with Moses and the children of Israel. All of that in consideration, we must think about how God considers murmuring. He was very merciful and gracious with it to begin with. At Marah, He allowed the bitter waters to be sweetened and the children of Israel to drink to the full. But in the wilderness wanderings, God gets tired of their murmuring, and several people die as a result of making mouth at the man of God. All of that, as we say, considering, we must understand why people murmur. People murmur because of discontent. They're not satisfied with where they're at in life and where sovereignty has led their path. And so in all actuality, it becomes God's fault. The word murmur means to cause to stop. And when we begin to murmur, we cause to stop all of the work that God is doing while He has to sit around and deal with our sorry hide. The truth is, the word deals with our obstinance or our stubbornness before God, and it has to do with ceasing continuance. We cannot continue, we cannot make any more forward progress until God deals with our murmuring. Spurgeon was said to have quoted this particular statement. He prefaces it with an illustration. He said a team of oxen are pulling a wagon, and it's heavy laden with much material. As he pulls it, the axles squeak and groan under the load, and then with every turn of a corner, they squeak even louder. Finally, the oxen turn to the wagon wheels and say, "What are you complaining about? We are the ones who are pulling the load. You're just along for the ride." Spurgeon then goes on to say this: "Those who complain first in our churches are the ones who have the least to do. The gift of grumbling is largely dispensed among those who have no other talent or who keep what they have wrapped up in a napkin." Isn't that the truth? Hey, how are you doing in this grumbling business? The meal of the day will certainly be discontent for many. And then the preacher, who is just simply the one who is bringing the meal to the table, will become the whipping boy of those who are discontent. Do not let that particular situation be the case for you today. Consider these things, my dearly beloved, and have yourself a grand day.